Well, hey there, I'm John Rad Aesthetic Dream Girl. Today's video is about 1995's Hackers, directed by Ian Softly. Hackers is a film featuring an elite cast of actors such as Cyberpunk Shaggy, Angelina Jolie, and Johnny Lee Miller. The year is 1988, and 11-year-old Dade Murphy, also known as Zero Cool, gets swatted for crashing an oddly specific number of computers, somehow making the stock market very sad. The judge subsequently ruled that his parents had to pay $45,000 and that Dade is to be grounded from his computer and the touch-tone telephone until the day of his 18th birthday. We arrive in New York to see Redditor Dade hacking a local television station. He was able to gain access to the network by calling an underpaid security guard and sharing a sneaky little secret with him. Naturally, the security guard was shook by Dade's forthcomingness about his subpar wienering skills. In other words, Dade was able to coerce this very sleepy man into giving him complete control of the television station. With the 90s equivalent of a Netflix account at his fingertips, Dade opts to take a racist Latin American man's show off the air in favor of more wholesome programming. Sadly, in this universe, hackers are about as plentiful as herpes, so conflict arises when he meets a hacker by the name of Acid Burn who claims that Dade is a bitch and in fact on their turf. Furthermore, Acid Burn wants to know Dade's gamertag so they can visit each other's webkins rooms. Not wanting Acid Burn to know his true identity, he comes up with the name Crash Override on the spot. Okay, yeah. Next. A short plot development later, and Dade is introduced to a group of hackers that just happen to go to the same school as him. Here, Dade is also introduced to Kate Libby, or Angelina Jolie if you can't recognize her. Dade's new ragtag team of Russian hackers consists of the following: Ramon, the Phantom Freak Sanchez, a talented hacker slash femboy who likes to wear leopard print. Emmanuel, serial killer Goldstein, probably on drugs. Joey Pardella, an idiot. He also has no hacker alias, so he's even more stupid. Last but not least, we have Paul Cook, aka Lord Nikon, named for his photographic memory.
Lisa Blair, 26 East 7th Street, apartment 16, 555-4817. Boom!
How did you know that?
I got photographic memory. It's a curse.
After a fun romp of making fun of Joey, he decides that he's going to test his mettle and break into the Gibson, an Ellingson Mineral Company supercomputer owned by another hacker slash businessman, Eugene Belfort, or the Plague for short.
Mr. Belford?
My name is the Plague. Hapless techno-weenie.
Surprisingly, Joey is able to get in because the password for the Gibson just happened to be one of the most commonly used passwords that was mentioned in a previous scene. Downloading a garbage file in an attempt to get proof of his dub, Joey's mom barges in and shuts off his computer, leaving him with the half-copied file on a floppy disk that he hides in a loosely grated air duct of a likely rat-infested bedroom. While the file was downloading, some fat guy in circular sunglasses sussed Joey out and called him the Plague, who went full gamer mode on his ass and got a lock on Joey's position. Meanwhile, the rest of the gang pop on over to Nikon's place to watch a show called Hack the Planet and probably smoke weed like delinquents. This is also where we're introduced to Agent Richard Gill, and oh god no, Joey, your friends didn't even notice you're getting arrested. Two more agents are also introduced here alongside Gill. There's Agent Bob and Ray, who look disturbingly similar to Bruce Willis in Logic. Watch out for Logic, he's coming back. While this all plays out, let's go see what our boy Eugene's up to.
So we could call in the Secret Service, so they'd arrest the hacker, seize his equipment, things that we can't do on our own.
I don't want to go to jail for this.
It would seem Eugene's created a virus that will destroy an unknown oil tanker unless $5 million are transferred to his top secret offshore bank account. Worse than that, he had the moxie to frame young Joey for the crime. So Joey has his computer searched, but it comes up clean, so together Eugene and Agent Richard Gill formulate their master plan of attack. Joey is released from the Secret Service's custody, but is immediately grounded by his mother. There are a few short scenes after this where the characters discuss the events surrounding Joey's arrest, but then only minutes later, this happens.
Secret Service! Don't move! Christ, what are you... Shut up! Just sit in the bed and keep your hands where we can see them.
I know how you might feel about narking on your friends, but we're hackers.
About to pull up to a sneaker meetup, see who we finessing.
The wheels have been set in motion. Eugene and Agent Gill are here to punch Dade in the eyes and take his lunch money. In return for fixing Dade's boombox, Eugene requests that Dade betray his friends and help him get the floppy disk. At first, Dade's like, hey no, I'm not gonna do that, but like any good anime villain, Eugene threatens to frame Dade's mom as well unless Dade gives him the disk. Sick jump cut again, and now our boys are out living it up at Kate's party. Here, Logic makes his promised return as a borderline pedophile that swears on his mother's grave that he was just doing his job. While everyone's out in the living room enjoying the sick techno music and alcohol, the boys decide to go check out Kate's computer. But it was just too much for them to handle, so they had to turn out the lights to hide the erections from each other. Suddenly, Kate and her boyfriend slap their candy down on the bed and start smacking cheeks together. The boys are disturbed, yet intrigued. Yo, can I get a difficulty rating, please?
7. Baby.
Dade blueballs the emo kid when he confronts Kate at this moment, revealing that she's in fact acid burn and that he's crash override. Oh my god, crazy. Here, Kate and Dade have a bit of a horny moment shortly before agreeing to a hacker showdown where they harass Agent Richard Gill until one of them is declared the victor. If Kate wins, Dade becomes her slave, and if Dade wins, he gets a date with an in real life female. That's a pretty sweet deal in my opinion. So after a funny prank montage, Eugene gifts Dade a laptop and says some ominous shit about Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Eugene has grown tired of playing nice, so he sends his government boys over to arrest best girl Ramon for made-up internet crimes, I think. Kate is able to get the floppy from behind the condom machine in the men's bathroom before picking up Shaggy on her way to convince Dade to take possession of the disc. Dade flip-flops the idea around in his head before deciding to copy the disc and give the original Glizzy back to Eugene. He then makes the walk of shame back to Kate's house where they do another hacking montage and discover how the virus works. Dade also reveals that he was zero cool and everybody nuts their pants right quick. The next few scenes consist of our Russian hackers committing various crimes in order to prepare for their final confrontation with Eugene, in which they plan to expose him as the person responsible for creating the worm virus. Shaggy magically finds a newspaper clipping from the future that tells him that they're all going to get arrested unless Dade and Kate go meet up with the aforementioned cast of Hack the Planet, Razor and Blade. So that's exactly what they do. Razor and Blade threaten to shoot Dade with a Nazi gun, but then have a change of heart and decide to create a call for arms for all hackers to help cyberbully Eugene. The next day, all the pieces are on the board and ready to roll. Dade and the gang rollerblade down to the point of convergence, Grand Central Station, and begin hacking into the Gibson. Yes, that's right, I never have to watch another hacking montage again after this. So they finally get the garbage file downloaded, and then Richard and his goons show up to arrest everybody but Shaggy for some reason. Kate whips the floppy in the trash on the way out, so Shaggy retrieves it before going to Razor and Blade's studio to hijack a news station and end Eugene's whole career. This brings us to the end of the movie where Eugene is respectfully put behind bars. At last, Kate and Dade can wrap up their sex arc and I can finish editing this video.
Wanna go for a swim? Beat that.
That's all from me for today. If you've made it this far, I guess thanks for sticking it out. Please remember to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed. And with that, here's a drunk voicemail from a transgender porn star known as Miss Vex from such YouTube classics as Forehead Fables Episode 2, Talking with the Transgender Porn Star, and Modern Warfare is a Mess by Stalt.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Do I... Okay, I don't know if you're just playing me here because I don't know if you're just getting the dumb joke that I made. But, John, really? Bro, I'm just joking. Please, stop. It hurts. I just want to sleep. It's 3:40 in the morning. And I'm drunk and... Fuck. Dude. Why? Like, I love you, but it's the same dumb kind of joke like boneless pizza. You heard of boneless pizza, right? Everybody did. Whatever, good night.